neighborhood of Gary, Indiana. AJ, A-Dub, Marco, and Stretch. Keeping it forthright, vulnerable, and...
Welcome back to the InforMILLy podcast. It's been a minute. How are y'all feeling, our beautiful listeners? We got all four brothers on the pod to do that thing that theme song told you that we do. Exactly. I think. Four brothers from the middle neighborhood of Gary, Indiana. Okay, maybe it doesn't tell y'all the instructions. So we, no, I'm joking. No, keeping it forthright, vulnerable, and that's what we do. We talk about this thing called life with those three principles: keeping it forthright, keeping it vulnerable, and always keeping it honest. Welcome back to the InforMILLy Honest Podcast. Fellas, how are you doing? I've missed you.
You know what, man? Goddamn. I miss you too. And you know what? I want to say something really quick as we start this new episode. I completely forgot to remind the people in the episodes that are not currently released. So if that could be somehow edited in, that we are, in fact, forthright, vulnerable, and honest. I failed to mention that.
Y'all record the episode. It's fine. That's why we have the theme song. It's
exactly.
Alleviate that.
Exactly. It's just funny that kind of our pillars, you know what I mean?
And as long as you did it, you're like,
hey, we're
gonna get on here. We're gonna be indirect. We're gonna be cut off. We lying the whole way.
You really goddamn dishonest. If you don't know, now you know.
Or
we need a disclaimer.
But yeah, on my end, back in full effect and in the studio getting ready. We got our show on November 3rd at the Auditorium Theater. So please come out and support it if you can. You can always look us up on deeplyrooteddancetheater.org and get those tickets today. And so yeah, I'm just fully in the midst of that, trying to figure out what this nearly 35-year-old body can still do and live out these days. Don't know if this will be my last, but we'll see.
For sure.
Many more days to you.
I appreciate
I'm 35 myself, man. I made it.
Yeah, you first cross the threshold.
Somebody told me I was damn near 40. I'm like, don't say that, man. It's true, but don't say that.
But you're not though. People act like you turned 32. Like, damn, man, you almost 40. Like, no.
Yeah, how you gonna round it up 5 years? That's crazy.
Half a decade.
Exactly.
That's it.
No, go do your thing. Do your thing, man.
I got nothing. I promise.
I was just gonna say that, like, whenever people do that now, like, man, when I was 30, man, when I hit 30 at first, my bones, I just get silent and just let them, say their thing, and then I'm like, okay, cool. I want them to know and respectfully that I disagree.
And everybody experienced different. When I turned 30, it was not great. My patella popped out of place. My back was thrown out. Like, a lot of things happened. I was my patella touched the side of my leg mid-show, and I cracked it back in and still finished the other 90 minutes of that show. And so,
man.
But then, right after that, you say what?
You go get.
I was like, but then right after that, my girl came and with the best carrot cake I've ever had in my fucking life. And I was like, okay, cool. I can't really walk, but I know that shit's gonna be fuking delicious.
Me and Aaron was just talking about carrot cake.
Man, I love carrot cake.
When it's done right.
Yes, absolutely. But yes, sometimes people be dry,
Yeah, yes. When it is handled with care.
But this carrot cake was like the best. It had ginger like in the filling of the cake, and then it had candy ginger around the edges of the cream cheese and all that. Oh man, that shit was fucking
interesting.
Great. Best vegetable dessert.
I'm a
Turn
giant
into
ginger
desserts.
fan, but that's an interesting. Ginger takes over a lot of dishes, so that's an interesting take on
It
it.
can. Yeah.
Yeah,
It can. Like the thing is, I love ginger in like just anything, and so it's like it doesn't bother me when it is really strong because I just thoroughly enjoy the taste. And
Y'all making me
feeling of it.
hungry, man. I want some sushi.
hey, I am ready to get this motherfucking food episode. If we all want to, you know what I'm saying, make a dish and just have this bitch, Look, I'm ready. Or
we
in
can do that.
person, you know what I mean? Have a little,
Yeah, I
have
feel
our
like
own
we
little
gotta-
potluck in person. Yeah, that's it. Try each other's dish and give like real time critique.
We just gonna be like, yeah, that look good, man. I trust you. It looks good over there.
I'm for this.
Yeah, I've been cooking up some stuff here. Yeah, I think from when it comes to baked chicken wings, which that doesn't really sound all that great.
No,
I
I mean,
don't
it
think-
does.
Baked chicken wings, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ain't got shit but dessert for you.
Don't be
so I got this.
downplaying your shit, man. If you know that chicken wing game is your game,
Now, the wings are good. I mean, if I'm being honest, I can fry wings, I can bake them, I can air fry them, however you want them, I can do it. So, I'm just saying, as of recently, I've been baking them just because it's. Well, first of all, I don't have an air fryer anymore because when I we were living with my in-laws, I was using theirs, but couldn't take it. but as far as frying goes, I don't mind frying. It's just a lot of extra work that I don't really want to deal with. So
How your
been
grilling
baking.
skills? How your grilling skills coming
Well,
along?
that's one thing I can't do. I can't grill wings because I just never grill. So
Yeah.
it ain't that hard, man. I never personally grilled in my life, and then one of my little play sisters that I danced with was having an Earth Day party, and so her one of the other women in the company wanted to throw the party at her place, who lives in like this overly expensive ass place downtown. So they got like rooftop grills that anybody in the building can just reserve and shit. And so they were like, okay, everybody got to get their duties. Who's building the party things? Who's bringing this? Josh, because I'm the old nigga in the company now. So they're like, can you be on the grill?
almost 40.
And I was like,
Did you bring your sandals?
Sandals that 7-year-olds wear. I don't understand. We all know the sandals. It's like
the
it's a
big
certain look.
Birkenstock motherfuckers,
Yeah, but it's like those are the same sandals that you will see like a 6-year-old wear, but and no one in between, like 7 and under and 40 and up.
But
I'm great. I'm cool.
Homegirl whose place it was, she's Jamaican, so I didn't even know she really cooked like that, but she got all the food like prepped. All I had to do was cook it. I was like, let me hop on this YouTube real quick so I can know when.
Gotta get that fire right, man. Gotta get that fire perfect.
Yeah. I'm interested in
fire
grilling.
right. Know where your
Challenge
hot
right there.
spots are.
Exactly. Yeah.
And man, I fucked that shit up, man. I did it right. Burgers were still juicy. Chicken was cooked all the way through. I was like, okay, we fucking in here.
It's an art. It's an art to it.
I think we got to do it, yo. I ain't got no actual entree for you, but I got a mean strawberry pie. So let's get it.
Okay, that means I ain't got to make my banana pudding.
You're damn right.
But
keep it at home, man. I got you. I got you. Trust.
I mean, or you could just make it. Make that too. You can have that too.
You have more than one dessert.
Yeah. I mean, those two foods go well together anyway. So
we're gonna cover each element of culinary arts.
Yeah,
I think you got the sweets.
I'm gonna be in town end of October.
Yeah.
At the end of this month. So
we need to make that.
Or like the third week anyway, or whatever.
Okay.
So
I can host it in mine if y'all want. I mean, we saying this on the podcast, making plans.
I was recording.
Yeah, informally honest. Everybody come out.
That's how seamless this shit is. Son.
It's only gonna be like 5 of y'all anyway.
Is it real life or is it real life?
It was like all between 17 to 36 of our listeners are invited.
I bet then we gonna have people come out the woodwork.
Like, oh, y'all got food? Oh man, I've been listening since day one. Josh and the not being able to find rubbers.
What's your name?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
But speaking of familial ties and lovely things, let's go to Adam's wife, who wrote us in. No.
Or she just popped up with a microphone like reporting
Send over to you.
our correspondent.
Yeah.
She wrote us in a while back. We appreciate your patience, Abeo. Let's hop in. She got a couple questions for us. The first one being, if you could pick any career, what would it be? The caveats, not in caveats, but like the sideline thoughts, are one that you would find joy in, or one that maybe utilizes your natural talents or proclivities. If you could pick any other career than what you currently do, or is related to what you currently do, what would it be?
Well, I'll go ahead and kick it off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm
go ahead.
pretty sure she knows the answer to this for me. I just feel like she would. I mean, and y'all probably know the answer too. Like, I would want to be some type of artist.
A referee?
You know what? If an NFL referee, I'll take it. I'll definitely take that job. You get to travel. You get to obviously watch football like at the closest level.
Damn, they're playing.
Yeah.
You got to take a hit. So every once in a while.
You get to get some death threats every once in a while.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
you better not mess up.
Yeah, but no, but to answer the question though, like I would want to be an artist of some sort. I know that's a pretty vague thing to say, like an artist, but
you've done visual art, you've done sculpture, i.e. the cardboard sculpture is like artist, visual artist.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to do that. That's what I want to do. I mean, I'm trying to think of other things to say, but that's basically it. I just, because I've had I was in the Air Force for 10 years. That wasn't it for me. And I got out and worked at a dealership, which I knew that wasn't my life's call. I just needed to eat. So I mean,
right.
Now I'm working for this construction company, which I'm completely over. Just I'm over it. And so I'm like, dang. But at the end of the day, though, I'm like, I mean, I'm not gonna say what else can I do, because I'm sure there's other options. But at the moment, it's just the most convenient thing to just stick it out for a little bit at least, So
yeah. I'll go, man. Me and Aaron was talking about something similar to this last.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah.
But I would I guess I got two. I would try to be like somebody who curates art, whether it be like music, like A&R, or like somebody who, how like they always get somebody like famous to like co-produce an album or put it together, like LeBron and people like that. I think I would be very good at that. Also, on like a more very realistic level, I would like, I love like building computers and stuff like that, and I'm already into that. So I love like, well, they always come out with new specs, new specifications on updated like whatever, like processors and video cards and stuff like that. So I like building. People always trying to get like the next highest powered gaming computer and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I would definitely. I even should try to move into that right now. So, but I enjoy doing that for myself. So I like that. I like that.
Yeah, Trump. He bought my computer.
What do you mean?
So like,
Yes, please do tell.
all right. So I mean, I'm joking, but I'm half joking. So like you guys know that like the checks we get, some people got like during COVID.
Oh,
yeah,
I
the
just-
semis.
Yeah, I use one of mine to buy my parts for my
Yeah.
computer. So that's always call it my Trump computer.
I got you. I was gonna say, like, you got it in with Donnie like that? He just giving you a computer?
Nah.
At this point, I got like random, like I got motherboard. I got stuff laying around now, so I could probably start building something.
Yeah.
Right.
For real. It's fun. It's not. I don't know how other people. I know Adam has said it's really not that hard. I feel like the same way. It's kind of like plug and go.
Yeah.
Almost, but you got to kind of know what goes with what,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to troubleshoot and have some technical skills of building.
A great person for you to talk to, maybe Marco, would be Jamal.
Absolutely.
Just because that's what he does all the time. And especially because I'm pretty sure this nigga's damn near an engineer anyway. Just because of some of the things that he has built, where beyond his computers and shit, he built a device to randomly play all of his Simpson DVDs based on when you push the button, it's gonna randomize an episode and start playing it.
That's like
damn.
He was the first time I heard about Raspberry Pis before Adam talking to Adam about it, where he has a Raspberry Pi specifically in his house to prevent all ads from hitting any of his devices.
Awesome. See, that's cool. Like, yeah, that's cool.
It's like some smart house stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, that's basically that is engineering. It's like electronics engineering. I mean,
absolutely.
Yep.
So let me know if you ever want to talk to
engineering. A little bit of
I've
both.
been trying to get him on the pod for forever, but it's always like, kind of a last minute call when it says we're actually playing for it. But I think he'd be great for him to talk to him on it. That and I'll call them niggas out now because I know they don't listen to it. The co-host of his podcast be talking against him coming on to ours because they're afraid because we're consistent that he'll leave them.
That's funny.
So that's to you, Mike and Jesse. But no, they all right. But what would I want to do? Unless Aaron, you got yours in the chamber already.
Man, I'm still loading, bro.
Okay.
I'm still loading.
Me personally, I wish I could. I had to, like I should say, this ain't utilizing any of my proclivities because all my proclivities are already in use. For the most part, anyway. I would love to be into fashion design for tall niggas.
Tall tees.
And thing is, I'm 6'3.5". Like I'm not even really that tall, but it's so hard to find like good shit that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, or that is fashionable and all this other kind of shit for people who ain't a fucking 30 by 32 pant or singular. But so yeah, I be and not that I be having a like mad fashion ideas or anything like that, but I just be wanting to find a good asymmetrical jacket or a good 3/4 sleeve shirt or things of that nature, where I'm like, man, if I knew how to draw and actually had some amount of like creative fashion sense, I would design shit that I know would work for me, and maybe other motherfuckers might like it. I don't really give a fuck whether or not I sell the shit. I think if you make some shit specifically, what I've learned anyway in the dance world, if I make some shit that's dope to me, people will gravitate to it who can recognize dope shit.
Mm-hmm. That's the beauty of art.
Yeah.
I feel that same way.
not creating in hopes that y'all will, like, y'all being the greater masses are going to hopefully find this dope. It's because I'm so sure this shit is dope to me that it'll resonate in that way.
And
So,
a lot of people resonate with the confidence that someone has in knowing what they like and knowing what they want, you know? Marcus and I were touching on that recently as well. I think that's a lot of it. Just somebody, because it's so easy to kind of be indecisive about things, you know? Especially when there's so many options for shit. So when somebody like, when you get that feeling and you see something, you're like, that's what I want. Like, you know, that's what I like right there. You know, like just knowing that and having that confidence, I think people really resonate and gravitate towards that a lot.
Right.
Ja, you know what? Don't let me stop you from finishing up. So did you have any?
I mean, no, I don't really have that much more than that. Just because I think I may have talked about this on the pod before, but anyways, the things that I'd be finding like mad fashionable or that I wish I could get more into, it'd be like on what is that, Pinterest. And you know, Pinterest will show you everything and no way of how to acquire the motherfucker.
Or even a link to what you're looking at. Like, how do I get to this?
Yeah, that's the one thing I hate about that goddamn app site, whatever. It's like, you're like, oh yeah, don't you want to conceptualize and find ideas? Like, I want to find that. But if I had a choice, I would dress like a post-apocalyptic vampire slayer on the daily. And
I mean, there's some freshness in that though.
Yeah,
you know, I tend to like those outfits.
I would look like a Mortal Kombat character without question.
I was about to say, is leather wristbands involved and stuff like that.
What's funny is I've never been a fan of like leather like that, but you give me like some I don't even know what material that is, but like it's almost like denim, but not quite as like harsh.
Canvas,
maybe canvas.
Aaron, you're supposed to wear your jacket, man, your leather jacket.
Oh shit, I was. I mean, you know, it's in the boudoir right now. It's in the closet right now, but
I always thought Mortal Kombat gear was dope too, though.
Yeah, for real. I'm glad we all agree on that.
Shang Tsung and them.
Have y'all looked at or played any of the stuff in the new one?
Nah, I mean I saw a few clips. It looks like more like they scaled it down a little, like not scaled down, but like kind of minimalized it a little bit.
You think so?
To me, yeah, it looks a little more basic or something like that. Well, maybe I haven't really played it enough. Well, I haven't played at all.
Yeah,
I haven't really looked at enough clips.
Because
those
not
2-minute trailers on YouTube.
I felt like I played.
Not to go on a Mortal Kombat tangent or nothing like that, but because they put so much like investment into the story up to now, like from Mortal Kombat 9 to the current one. They just put a lot into the story building of it all. Like Liu Kang and Raiden switched, and so like Liu Kang is now what the elder like the god that Raiden was to them.
Yeah, but haven't they been following? That's a part of the progression of the storyline, right? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So like at this point, what it was they killed whatever that Tyrant bitch name was. And so like Liu Kang became like the god of the universe, and then he rewrote everything. So this is supposed to be like the complete reset. So like he downgraded himself from being like the keeper of time to being just a god of fire. And now Raiden is like his main champion. And they tried to get they were trying to get what was it? Zendaya is still alive.
Zendaya.
Katana Mama is still alive and all of that. Like it was supposed to rewrite it so like Melina doesn't get whatever that shit is Baraka had. That fucks all of her shit up, and a bunch of other shit. I'm going too long.
Yeah,
I guess it's a fascinating story.
Well, that's good that they still got stories to tell, even
Well, they always
this far down
have
the
like
road,
a whole
'cause
movie involved with the game, pretty much.
I was
the
about to
story
say,
mode, makes like a 2-hour movie.
Okay, because it's so easy to it end up being like the new iPhones, like every new iPhone version they come out, they're saying this truly is the most innovative and the Internet of technology, the most advanced. I was like, bro, every time it's instead of the 14G, it's the 14GS. How is it the greatest thing that they've come up with thus far?
You know what's crazy about Mortal Kombat though? Like the first game, it was kind of innovative how they did
completely.
the characters, because it was like pictures.
Yeah.
It was kind of like pictures fighting, moving.
Right, because it was real
like how they
actors.
captured them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
And
need
now
a new
it looks
actual
so-
movie. I don't care if it's like real people or animated. I need a full-length movie again, man.
There's been one like came out like a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
It was the one that was getting terrible
Yeah.
reviews, right? It was trash, right?
I mean, man,
we talked about it a few times on here.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah,
okay.
It was decent.
Yeah,
I might have actually seen it. I guess I should have said
They went to Gary.
I should have said
Gary,
right. I saw that one.
I can't forget that part, man.
I just
gotta go to Gary.
man.
I was watching this
I'm
like,
so sure we
am I
brought
high?
this up
Like, what is going on?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did. we did. I guess I should go. My bad. The cat is telling me to wrap it up. But
every now and then a show is just name drops Gary for no reason. A movie or a show just name drops it. I'm like, okay, that was random.
Yeah,
My bad though, Aaron.
Oh no, it's all good, bro. I'm trying to make sure I'm ready to fire.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see. I think it would definitely be. I'm trying to think of multiple. Like one would definitely be something in fashion. Maybe just like perfecting or like mastering a skill like sewing and like designing as a whole. Like having those skills under my belt.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely have a proclivity to.
I was like, peculiar. What are you trying to say?
A peculiar proclivity to sewing and like. By the way, I want to speak to that, Josh. You don't even have to be like an expert draftsman to like make a shirt. As long as you have the measurements right, you could definitely do it. Yeah,
like but I don't know none of that shit. So that's.
But I'm just trying to let you know you're capable. But yeah.
Oh, trust and believe. As many not to cut you off, but that is a thing that's always occurred to me because of the industry I'm in. I'm like, man, I don't know any costume designers that just make regular clothes. So I could be like, hey, and actually I did link with this chick that was designing for a music video I just choreographed. And she was designing this dope ass fucking like black and white suit that had like trees coming out of all the limbs. And I was like, is this for something? And she was like, no, I just like the material, so I'm just making it. And I was like, so that means I could get it, right? And she was like, I'll keep it in mind. I was like, bitch, I don't know if you think I'm playing. How much do you want for this fucking suit? Let's measure me so you can. Because I've never had a tailor suit either. Not that I've ever wanted one either. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I definitely need to get one. Yeah, it'll like that would probably be number one, just because I've always gravitated towards fashion in some way, and just having the capability to design things the way I want. And funny enough, you mentioned a 3/4 sleeve. That's something that I've been working on for the past 3 years now in the making. I mean, I'm joking, but way too long. But for me to like sit down and get it done, I'm just giving myself a hard time. But I fancy a nice 3/4 sleeve as well, man. Got all the fabric and everything. Just got to finish the
baseball shirt.
Yeah, finish the pattern.
Yeah.
Now I guess it won't be. I guess mine would be slightly shorter than a 3/4 sleeve, but it just It's so yeah.
I
It's
was
just
say I was wearing like a 3/5 sleeve. Is that racist?
These sleeves are way too technically specific.
That's a very specific fraction.
It is. It's so specific. But that's the thing. Yo, going back to like, I know what I like. You know what I mean? Like, I know that 3/4 is a little too long, but if I've already looked and it's like, yeah, that's what I like. Just shorter than that is exactly what I want. And it's just so Picasso.
Said no woman ever.
You know? It's just, yeah.
Say bicep, elbow length.
Yeah, like elbow, like just below the elbow. Like, and I was like, wait a minute, that's actually a genius idea. And we're saying it here just in case anybody try to steal that shit. A black fashion designer that's like making some kind of maybe contradictorily protestive line, and it's like all the sleeves are 3/5.
I think
that's deep, man.
I think we just created something. Let's see.
555 soul.
And all the colors can make statements too. Like, gotta have some type of deep type of color names.
Yeah, man. And like have it in like the inner lining too. Just I like little like if and when I was to do that, let's say that was my other career, I would definitely have like little messages or little like cool patterns and stuff within the lining of like a suit jacket or something, just for fun, just because I appreciate that extra little detail there. You know, fun shit like that has always appealed to me, and that's why I think like I'd be.
No, you just remind me of how Jordan always put some type of stats in his shoes and clothes, like 5-time defensive. Like, why do it say this right here? My collar's just telling me I shot 500 3-pointers in 98. Like, okay.
Let's see. Yeah, just that attention to detail, I think it would be a good use of my proclivities.
Well,
let's see. Hold on, I think I got one more. 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna wrap it up. My second one is like a tie. I even thought of something in like comedy, and I was like, nah, I don't know. As much as I have an appreciation and humor, and I can hit some good one-liners. I think that would be nice, but something involved with people, right? And like my current career already utilizes that, like therapeutic aspect and like relatability. But I was thinking, you know what? I think acting in some way, because I can still get in touch with certain feelings and still be as vulnerable and give the other person I'm interacting with space in the same way. So I think like if it's not fashion design, maybe something like acting would allow me to utilize other talents and interests in a very similar way that I do now.
That's a really good one too. Like, as much as I love stand up, and it consumes a pretty good chunk of my life of just listening to up and coming comics or going to comedy shows and stuff like that, I think stand up is something I wish I had the propensity for. Like, I appreciate the science of it, and when it's really done well. But something I talk to my friend about really often is them niggas just be knowing shit. Like, you gotta just have like this big bank of information so that you can always try to find the through line, like that direct point to relate to the people you know you have in the audience.
Yeah, they're very observational, because what good comics do is they find the thing that you thought you were the only person that noticed. And then turns out half the room, well, more than half of the room has that same experience. So it's funny because he's making, or he or she is making fun of this thing that I didn't even realize anyone else even noticed. So that's, and I love when people make jokes like that. Like Seinfeld is like kind of notorious for that type of humor.
You know what? That's also, it's kind of akin to like Josh saying, when you know something is dope for you, it's gonna resonate with other people. It's like it's similar to that. You don't expect them necessarily, but it's just when you feel good about that shit, someone's gonna resonate with that joke for sure.
Right.
When you feel like, oh, this is a hitter, you know.
But even seeing like it's one thing about Schultz that I really enjoy in his stand-up. And I like him. I think I've grown to like him more as a podcaster than a stand-up, but it's because I haven't had that much interaction with stand-up. Anyways, he does this really, really brilliant thing where he just learns about cultural things so that he can like meet it at the place where like that person who that information or that experience is native to, that isn't necessarily him. He kind of builds up their trust in order to say something a little fucked up about it, because it's using such like a internal knowledge about that thing.
Yeah, I get it. It's almost like he's gained the respect of the audience. Like, wow, he knows all that. So now he's earned the right to be able to make fun of it because he's done the research. Yeah, I get what you mean.
A lot like Dave Chappelle, like. Is used when he concludes whatever he's saying is usually something that's kind of clever or very like revealing, like like you were saying, that is a crazy connection between that. Even if it may be controversial, like you can't deny like, oh, you got a good point there.
Yeah, he'll take you on a journey, man, and like sum it up so wonderfully. And like keep you engaged, you know.
I'll be finding that Chappelle's more of a storyteller, more of he just be talking. I don't think Chappelle even tries to tell jokes anymore. Like in the 2 hours that he's talking, he said about 6 jokes. But the rest of it was just like perspective and stories that may or may not have any punchlines in them, which I love
think his
and appreciate.
Specials, he actually like, I haven't been to his stand-up before, but I've heard like he just does go up there and just talks. But in his specials, he actually kind of ties a knot at the end, which, it's very hard to just ramble and then do that. But
literally, yo,
I think
that shit's impressive, man. Actually, he's going to be here on the 31st. I might have to get some tickets.
On the show? On the pod?
We got Dave. That's
a hell of a secret. I am Dave. Yo, speaking of that, that show is amazing. That show is
great. Dave is a great show.
Yeah. It's completely caught me by surprise. I mean, I was expecting to like it, but I was like, okay, it was, I don't know. I guess I didn't know what to expect, but it's a good show.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like it's so emotionally intelligent.
I'm assuming
it's
you
just
have,
well done, man.
So like my favorite episode, and I don't care if it's a spoiler, honestly, the one with Doja Cat. And you know how like
that date. Second season.
Yeah, and they're supposed to date or whatever, and or meet up for a date, but she's busy because she has a life, and he gets all in his feelings. And like, I just love that episode so much because we see things like that happen all the time. Or like, I'm sure I'm guilty of it. Where like I'm upset because I can't get in touch with somebody, whether it's someone I work with or hear someone, and it's like they're busy. I mean, they're allowed to not be attached to their phone. It's like,
man, we had an episode kind of similar, like similarly talking about similar things. We on so many seasons now, I can't even remember when it was. but like, I just remember us talking about like texting back in a timely manner, or like I remember Josh made some comment. It's so funny, man. It's so funny, dude. Pretty much just being like, yo.
I remember you were like, if you text me, that means it's not essentially that it's not that important, because if it was, you would have called. So.
Or you don't need an immediate response.
That was it. Actually, that was it.
Just the way you said it was so funny, man. Like my follow-up question was great.
that actually makes me think of work. Like we use Microsoft Teams as like a messenger type of thing, whatever.
So much.
So it's so many different ways to communicate. You can text somebody, or you can use Teams, you can email, you can call. But like for me, a big part of my job is like I'm responsible for picking up and dropping off materials and tools, stuff like that.
Mhm.
That's probably like a good 40% of what I do. So, but I'll do work in the office as well. So it's kind of like I'm in the field, I'm in the office, in the field, and it's kind of like, but anyway, so I remember a situation where someone I work with saw that I wasn't in the office. So that's a good indicator that I'm in the field, which means I'm not probably going to be on my phone like that. So instead of them calling me like, hey, Adam, can you do this? Or are you going to be available to do this tomorrow? They message me on Teams, but I'm not like at my desk at the computer. And I've already told people like, if I'm not in the office, just call me because there's a good chance I'm not going to like
Check that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this was like a kind of like a pressing thing. And this individual messaged me. I'm like, and then I didn't see it until like I basically was off work. I'm like, well, so I don't know. It just made me think of that, the text thing. So I'm like, dude, if this is
Yeah.
important, just call me. So that way you can have a confirmation that I got your message and we don't screw up a whole day, So that's
I could even get like if you call me twice and then text me,
yeah.
then that's different because it's the thing. If you tried to get a hold of me immediately, now you're going, okay, so when you see this, I know you'll know exactly what I wanted.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that whole like, I don't get why it took you so long to respond and like this. Why did you send me something that immediately makes you wait?
Yeah, that's true.
Sending a letter.
Exactly. It's like if we were still sending parcels by pigeon, you're not gonna blame the pigeon for taking too long to get back to you.
That's true. Might have got stuck in Vegas and some pussy or something. You never know. You never know.
So what do you say? We wrap this up, or we pivot anyway for this last, like, I think we got about 15 or so minutes. Abeo had a second question, and let's get affirmative. So what is an aspect of yourself, i.e. a personality trait, that you find is a strength within yourself? Basically tell me something you understand and or appreciate about you. So my brothers, let's get affirmative. Self-affirming, that is. So what's an aspect of yourself that you find strength in?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Me personally, I think I am relatively intuitive. And I only say relatively because if I'm not present, a lot of shit gets over my head. But if I'm really tapped into the people around me and whatnot, I can go, hey, what's going on with you today? When I was younger and in my spiritual bag, I could just pick a random number in my phone and call somebody up that I ain't talked to in a couple months and be like, hey, what happened? And they always go, oh my God, how did you know?
hey, your legs still hurting?
And so I think I'm relatively intuitive. A personality, talking about personality traits or aspect of yourself. I think that's something I've been even though I grew up the baby of my siblings, even though I'm not the baby of my siblings, I think I've always had a pretty big brother energy about me. So anytime I have people that I deeply care for that are in any shape younger than me in some capacity, I always get very big brother to them, with the exception of like students. Students I get very paternal toward. So a lot of my students call me Baba, which is dad in Swahili. I get like that, but yeah, I think that big brotherly energy, that want to take care of you, make sure you're good.
I said BBE.
Oh, that's great, bro.
Yeah, so that and
I'm going to continue to laugh at that. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. My bad, Josh. I just wanted to.
No, you good.
That was my way of apologizing for interrupting, man. Shit.
No, no, please. So those are my. What y'all got?
I got one more. Hold on. I'm not even taking this. Really.
Be here all week.
It was quite good.
Yeah, I should be the comedian here.
Yeah. That was splendid.
But I would say I thought hard about this, and I think my answer actually syncs up or connects with my first answer with being an artist, whatever, wanting to be an artist. I am an artist. I want to be a paid artist.
Like you are an artist. Yeah.
I would say my creativity, and the reason why I say that is because it even helps when I'm not being artistic. Like even when I'm just trying to just solve just a life problem, I think sometimes I'm able to just kind of think outside the box. I'm like, oh, if I do it this way, maybe we can make it work. So I would say that. And then just add the fact that it's fun to create things, I guess. So it's a tool for like recreation, but also like problem solving, like an actual. So I would say that creativity.
Okay. So
yeah, yep. I feel like that's spot on for you, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, this is gonna be hard, man. I feel like I wanted to say like a combination of those things. So I'm trying to think of something.
You can.
Well, I mean, at first when I heard the question, I was thinking like, I feel like I have good like gut feeling about things, like but I guess that's kind of close to being intuitive, but not really.
Why not really?
Yeah.
Because for some reason when I think intuition, I think like I don't know why I don't think of that in the same vein as that, but maybe it is. But
I mean, intuition is just a good track record of having a gut feeling. If it's always a bad track record, then you're paranoid.
well, no, I'm definitely not that. I would say that's so I have somewhat of that, and well, if I can have my own, I would say that I'm somewhat of a diplomat of sorts when it comes to being around people of I don't know, like
who are 3/5.
I'm somewhat of a peacemaker, even though like I don't know, I have my moments. Everybody has their moments, but I feel like I can like kind of similar to what we were talking about like how comedians do is relate to people. I think I can do that well. And because I guess I'll say why is because I think I'm good at like being the devil's advocate, so to speak. Like I can kind of understand. I feel like I have a good sense of understanding the other perspectives of things.
So like open-mindedness?
Without actually maybe living it or having to go through it all the time or whatever. So
you
that sounds like empathy. I was about to say that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Would that be the word? Empathetic. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could probably, think of something else, but that's all I got for now.
Sometimes I do be jealous of people who can be empathetic because I'm not a sociopath, but sometimes people be like, man, because this thing happened. I go, damn. Like,
well, what you gonna order? Yeah. What you gonna order, bro? We here.
That's
It'd
crazy.
be fucked up too because when I go through shit, I'll be like, y'all don't feel nothing, but it's very selfish.
Oh my God. I don't know if I said this on here, but I think I might have. There was this guy, I think he's still good friends with my older brother, Brandon. But some girl was like head over heels in love with him. And like, I guess she one time she just felt like expressing that love in front of everybody. So she just, she's giving him some version of, I'm so in love with you. I want to marry you. Like you're the love of my life. And he just paused and said, damn, that's cool. Oh, word, that's cool. I was dying, bro. And I felt bad for her because everybody in the room was dying. Like it was hard to hold back that laugh. He's pretty much saying like, you're on your own in this. You're on your own in this. That was good, man.
That's honest.
Yeah, I mean,
indeed.
Spit.
They both were, perhaps.
Brutally. Yeah.
And sometimes I'm a big advocate of sometimes you need your heart broke like that.
It's better. Yeah, if he really felt that way, it's better that he said it then than getting in a relationship. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he could have waited till she went to the bathroom and pulled it to the side or something. But
yeah, he didn't have to do that in the public forum. But like,
damn.
Yeah, slight story time for me. Because I had a situation like that where I was like mad, enamored with this chick that I had a time with, and she had love and care for me, but she wasn't trying to. I was coming on real strong. She was not trying to meet me halfway in that regard. And what is it? She tried to not tell me that thing. But so she's like, no, I don't have the words for you. And my literal words to her was like, bitch, you speak multiple languages. You can say what the fuck you feel. So then she goes, okay, so I love you. I just don't long for you. And I was like, so you couldn't say anything before, and then you gonna hit me with that poetic ass shit? You dirty.
Yeah, she's
I don't
like,
long for you.
I need.
But I was like, but yeah, I told her, I was like, yo, I need you to hurt me so I can learn from it.
I mean,
slightly masochistic,
bro.
See me, like, I see what y'all saying, but I kind of get where she coming from. Like, I feel like that's totally understandable though. Like,
yeah,
you can love somebody and just be like, you not like, I don't want to, because I know it would hurt you.
Yeah.
Because I don't long for you in the same way that you do.
And
so it's like I feel how what she meant by that, and that's very mature of her to even recognize that.
Right. I completely got it, and I got it in what's what I'm trying to say? I'm about to say align with it. I didn't align with it at all, but but no, I got it, and I needed that at that time because it was something I kind of couldn't get past. And the thing about it was I didn't hold anything against her. We're still very good friends to this day. And so like I didn't hold that against her in that moment for her.
I knew what she was laughing about.
And there's a clip.
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah. But it was that thing of, to me, I'm going, I know you love me in whatever platonic sense, or even a little bit still intimate sense, but like not to that degree. I know you love me, and that's not what's in question here. You're being a little too nebulous in your decisions and your rhetoric toward what we have. And so I need you to be clear so I can have clarity. And having and you going and feeling like you can't tell me the truth because it's protection for me is slightly egotistical, because you're saying that you need to control how I'm going to be able to react when you're not giving me the opportunity to grow from the pain that's going to happen inevitably.
But you know what? Also, some people do that because they don't want you to stop giving them that attention.
Oh, that could be a thing too.
And maybe they just can't articulate it in the way that you might need in that moment.
Well, that part is relevant. Articulate it the way that you need that can still be clear.
I'm just saying, maybe they haven't processed it in that same way. Like sometimes, you know how like a lot of times people will react to something first based on like the feeling without without it having registered and processed, without it having been registered and processed in a way they can't articulate it. That's maybe
but
clear
this wasn't sprung on her. This was a ongoing conversation that needed to be made finite.
I do feel like there's something in abruptness in life where like you said, you need like you're forced to move on in a way versus dwell too much. You know, sometimes the abruptness of life has like reminded me to, okay, I gotta fucking make a move and trust in life or trust in my ability to maneuver through this challenging situation or whatever.
Right.
Let's see. I guess I will answer. I just wanted to first say that she gave you that COVID 6 feet before it was COVID 6 feet. Yeah, definitely had my 6 feet encounters. There's my 6 feet request as well. I was actually going to say something along the lines of devil's advocate because I feel like that's almost a very intuitive or instinctual thing for me. It feels more natural now to do that to myself before I like jump to a conclusion, or if I find that a conclusion is like still there and I'm like holding to that, it allows me to kind of address it again, you know? And that devil's advocate, I guess in a similar vein, it allows me it has helped me when I've been in supervisory roles, right? In a job to not jump to a conclusion or like hold a conclusion about somebody else also. So I feel like it's made me a little nicer or a little more understanding, allowed me to kind of stay with somebody when they're making mistakes or going through something, to like really kind of give them that space to maneuver, and it allows us to, I feel like, to work on whatever the issue is a little bit longer versus nope, cut and dry. You know, because of this, you're that. It allowed me to kind of give folks a little bit more space. So I think that would be it. It's something like that. It's something dealing with the connection between thinking again, like giving space, and like staying curious about shit. Allows me to kind of like ask another question before I just stick to something, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Word. To our beautiful listeners out there, we're always going to post things to you, and we always want to learn more about you. So, hey, if you have a particular aspect of yourself that you find strength in, share it with us. Send us an email or just write it on any of the other posts that's on there. I might make this a clip. I might not. We'll find out. I work too many hours. But by all means, write us in, send us a DM, tell us, yo, this was a strength I find. If I wasn't in my career, this is what I do. We want to hear from you. So you can hit us up at InforMILLy Honest on IG, InforMILLy_HP on Twitter, and InforMILLy Honest Podcast at gmail.com. Y'all know what it is. Fellas, before we get out of here, do you have any final thoughts to share with the lovely Honest until they get a better name that they choose?
Finish them.
I got one, I think, on my Nas shit right now. Let's see. Don't say the top is gone. Just say my titties are out.
It's fine.
Thanks for listening, y'all.
All right, so I didn't hear anybody talk but Aaron, so everybody's just like looking at me. So I guess that's a no.
And if you're not watching the video, I'm sorry you don't understand. Yeah.
All right.
Well, all right.
Or if you never heard the song, because if you heard the song, it doesn't matter.
This is true.
All right, well, every connection that you have, every companion that you connect with, and every comrade that you should choose to copulate with. We encourage, empower, and implore you to always keep it forthright, always keep it vulnerable, and always do your diggity, giggity, and even shaviggity goddamn best to keep it honest. We love you. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace, world.
Four brothers from the Miller neighborhood of Gary, Indiana. Four brothers from the Miller neighborhood of Gary, Indiana.